All right, here we are back with my next recap. I have decided to go deadlift bench on this video. I said I was going to do deadlift only and then bench only, two separate videos, but it's just quicker to put them together. I could have put them all together, squat, bench, deadlift, but I wanted to upload a little more. So this will be deadlifts and bench, two separate days, but in one video. Deadlifts, I don't know if I think I mentioned this. I don't think I mentioned this, but the Ohio, I want an Ohio Power Bar. The Metroflex Merida didn't have that, so obviously I have that at Legends. But I think it's Eco Ohio Power Bar or Black Zinc. I'm not sure which one, but they are black. I know that. Eco is black and Black Zinc is obviously black. I know they're super slippery. And they've been there for years, those Ohio Power Bars, so I know those rust, the Black Zinc. So I think they're Eco, because I've never heard of Black Zinc being, not rust, but, they start, what's that called? Oh my gosh. That word. Oxidation? I think it's the oxidation, or whatever it is that makes the bar lose its coating. It's not necessarily rust, but when it's black, it starts turning into I guess you could say bare steel, and that's the problem with Black Zinc. But it's the most bought version of the Ohio Power Bar because it's the cheapest. And they're still the finish is still nice on those bars. It's just slippery for hook grip because when you're having your fingers on the part that doesn't have knurling for hook grip specifically. So I think they're Eco because the bar's finish is still shiny. That sucks for deadlift, and for bench, it's slippery on that too. Not for squat, thank God. And I put some chalk. But you know what it might have been when I did that squat video when I had trouble re-racking it. My hands were sweaty on one, and it was really slipping on my back like it's never slipped before. So now I know. I'm glad I used these bars because if it's not one thing, it's the other. They don't have the blues there. They don't have the yellows for the completes and the little silver ones. And the Ohio Power Bars aren't exactly what I'm looking for. I guess better than nothing. You stop complaining. They're stiff, that's for sure. So sometimes the bar's slippery, but it's not enough for my grip to slip. But I know when I'm warming up without chalk, it slips faster because with my Texas Power Bar and other bars I've used that are Ohio Power Bars or Elite FTS bar, I don't need chalk up until 375. Here on 309, it's already slipping, and that's not heavy. It's just really slippery. It feels like it's wet. So long story short, I did 474 single. That's the most I've done this prep, and it's the same shakiness. That's how I know the bars aren't that much of a difference. Ohio Power Bar versus Elite FTS or Texas Power Bar, because I did that at Metroflex, and it was the same shakiness. I actually think it was harder with that bar, but that was the rusty bar. It wasn't the Texas Power Bar or Elite FTS bar, so I'm not sure what bar that is. It's just rusty, no brand. But it's the same thing at Legends on Monday. 474, and then working sets were paused 4x2, 419 4x2, and then bench I went up to 253. I haven't gone heavier than that. The most I've done is on squats 408, and that was pretty easy, as you saw the last video. Working sets for bench was 3x3 231. That was the biggest, the best I've done on bench so far. It was a pretty good bench session. What was that, Tuesday? But yeah, here's the recap, and then we'll talk about all that after. So this deadlift session was, other than the slippery Ohio Power Bar, the warm-ups were pretty good. I recorded them all, but we're just going last one with 431 right here. Then the top single 474. Grip, my right side slipped a little bit, but I always shake right there, just like I did last time when I did a Metroflex. Meh. The working sets, 4x2, 419, they were pretty good. I did 2 of these without straps, and then the 2 sets without it, and then 2 sets with them. It was pretty good working sets wise, and then the week before 468 was actually easy, and the working sets were really hard. So it's the opposite today, even with that slippery ass bar. Then got some accessories in there, just one set. I'm going back to the one set. I think I already mentioned last video. One set drop set, but I'm just showing the one set, not the drop set. I did the leg curls, and what else did I do? Oh, some good mornings, RDL good morning on the V squat. And then I ended it with reverse hypers, and that was pretty much it. I just like to strengthen my back. Hey, I didn't do hip thrusts this week. I just noticed that. Damn it. Oh, well. Because I said I like to strengthen my back, on deadlift days, my posterior chain. Obviously, the hamstrings. That's what the leg curls are for, but I'm saying lower back and hamstrings, and the reverse hyper helps a lot with the lower back. And then, squat days. I like to strengthen my hips those days with the hip thrust, but I don't think I did that this week. Yeah, oh well, it's all good. I could always do it next week. Even though 2 weeks out, I usually don't really focus on accessories. I just focus on recovering. Um, but yeah, it's my last warm up. 243. It's pretty good. That bar's slippery as hell. Not just on deadlifts, but even on bench, even with chalk. And the bench is slippery. Everything is slippery. And whenever you rack it, that thing bounces like crazy on the bar. You could see. I know I sound like I'm complaining a lot, but it's just so new to me. What's crazy? This was pretty. It was pretty. The easiest it's felt. Yeah, 253.5. What's crazy about this gym is like I could get a Rogue. They have a Rogue, like they have fat pads, Thompson fat pads, like the bench next to me, same rack, and they have them like fat pads you could use for dumbbells. And Rogue bench is like a comp bench. I could bring that and bench in the power rack. That would help so much more. But it is far, and I think they would give me attitude, the workers. But I'd have to ask. And there's one worker I'm pretty cool with. I'm assuming she would. I don't know. She doesn't. I don't think she really knows if that's allowed. I'd have to ask the manager. I know the manager is, but seriously, like those Rogue benches are what I would need, and to just bench in a power rack, and then the chest and back accessories. So cool using that Arsenal machine's a little weird on incline, but I did use neutral, not the pronated. Pronated grip, it doesn't quite. I mean, it's cool. It's cool not having to. The machines are cool to not have to kick them up with your knees on dumbbells. That really hurts my shoulders. So that's what I like about it. And these low rows, like I do at Metroflex, like pretty much Yates rows, but sitting with the pad in front of you. These feel amazing. It's just different feel that most people don't do when they do back. You need some vertical pulls and some horizontal pulls. And these guys were hard. I only had 10 pounds on them, I think. Super hard. And those handles are thick. It's also Arsenal machine. There's a lot of Arsenal in there. They're not as good as I thought they would be. For these pullovers, I kick that thing. That helps me put it in place before and after. So if you don't kick that thing, it really hurts your shoulders to reach all the way back when you first get the pullover down and when you finish it. And at the end, I forget, and that shit hurt my shoulder so bad. You can see the look on my face. I'm like, oh my God. And then I kick it. So it's cool that it has the option to kick right there. Okay, so on to bench. Like I said, the 250, last warm was 248, 243. So that was a big, 242.5. But it was a big, it's kind of a lot for me to go 242.5 to 253.5. Because I usually go 248. I mean, I guess 11 pounds is like whatever. But I can't do the jumps I want because they don't have the weights. I just need to bring my 2.5s, the silver ones. They're 2.75s in kilo denominations, but I have the pound ones. So 2.5s, I always forget to take them. So, I mean, it's not the biggest deal. I got a lift off. It was a pretty good lift off, and the 253 wasn't... It was pretty... I think it's the smoothest it's looked. And it really, mimics comp collars with the 5 kgs on the side. Weird. And then the 2.5, I guess it's not that big of a deal. It's not much of a difference in meat compared to meat day, but meat day will be a red and a blue and a collar. So that's the difference. It's just the height of the 10 kg versus the 20 kg. The 20 kgs, it's taller and a little thicker than I think they're about the same. I think the green is actually thicker than the blue on Rogue because I had them. I still do have them, and I know the dimensions. I'm gonna put it down here to see if I'm right. I'm not sure right now, but it'll be down here. The 10 kg thickness versus the 20 kg. I think the 20s are skinnier. I really do think that they're just taller. Okay, so but on bench, I mean, the wider, the harder. And squat and bench, you want it wider. So pound plate. So iron plates are actually harder for squat and bench. Deadlift calibrated plates. I guess that's how everyone should be training. Like Russell Orey's been using iron plates lately. I don't know why. Iron plates on everything, but on squat and bench it's harder, and calibrated plates are harder on deadlift. So I guess you don't really need the calibrated plates. I need to do a prep with I have done a prep with iron plates, but I had hundreds. So just with 45s is what I meant to say. My pauses were amazing for squat, and now I look back at it, that was such an easy day on squat. I could have gone so much more. I just needed to know where my opener weight was. Not saying I'm opening at 375 for squat, but if that 375 would have been easy, which it was, I just know what ballpark I'm in for openers. So I have an idea what I'll do in openers. It's just the jumps I want to make. So it's not about which opener I will open with, what weight. It's about how big my jumps will be on the second attempt. And then third, you always go by feeling that one. I think third, if I'm going 28.5 pound jumps, God, that's crazy. It'd probably be 386. I've been thinking 386, 390 opener. But if I go 28, what's 30? 38. 386 plus 30, 96 plus 16. So it'd be 386. Man, then my math is taking forever. I'm usually quick with the comp plate math. So 386 would be 407. Yeah, 407 would be a 28.5 pound jump. Yeah, right? 96. 06. No, it'd be 413. Yeah, so 413. But I think 413 is a little light, depending on how heavy I want to go on my third time. Because squats have been feeling great lately. I don't know why I'm talking about openers. We'll talk more about that next week because I'll be 2 weeks out. Um, yeah. Honestly, the only thing's not feeling good is deadlifts. That sucks because I always shake, and I've always shook on deadlifts. Not the fact that I'm doing a like hook gripless lift bar, even on the deadlift bar and over under. I was always shaking at that point, like the bottom of my knees, top of my shins, and it would like straighten up after my knees. That's just I don't know. I guess when I people would say rack pulls are the answer. I don't even like rack pulls, but I guess that would be the answer to fix that strength, the strength from the knees and up, or pause deadlifts higher, but I'm already done with pause deadlifts as of this week. Next week I'm not doing them anymore. So for off-season stuff, I guess that would be the answer. Going into meet like next time before I start peaking, I could do rack pulls before the 3 month, or yeah, I guess before the peak or before the 3 month prep, because I usually do 3 months. Except for this time, it was about 6 weeks. So yeah, I guess that would be the answer just for the future. Some wagon wheel. They have wagon wheels at Legends. I just noticed that, but I just think it's too late right now. A week won't give me enough time to fix that shakiness. So if I'm gonna shake, I'm shaking now. I'm gonna shake meat day. It's just how it is. That's how I look at it. I believe that. I don't think you could fix it in 1 week, 2 sessions, because that's all I have left. 2 sessions, for each one. Depending, still debating on SBD or not. But I think I'm just doing SBD the second session next week, like I already said, and maybe a light one meet week. I may not do anything, so still debating on what I'm gonna do meet week. So that's pretty much it for the recap. Yeah, I'm really just waiting to see what I do next week. So it will probably be the heaviest weight I will lift the whole prep, because I haven't really gone heavier than what I've done. 474, I haven't gone heavier than that. I'm thinking 485, because just the shakiness is what's really bothering me. It makes me not want to go heavier at all, because it would be too shaky. It wouldn't even be a good rep. Like, why do it? For deadlift. And then squat, I'm not really worried about that. I could kind of do anything I want on squat. Like if I have a number, I think I can do it. Just not 440 enough, because that's too heavy. And if I do that, I don't save it for meet day. Bench 259. It's only like 5.5 more pounds. Or I don't know about 264. I don't know. We'll see. But I would really need a comfortable like lift off with someone I trust. I don't know if I'm gonna be going to Legends, because there's not always someone there. I don't know if someone's gonna give me a good lift off. I don't really know. So may go to Metroflex, Hawaiian Gardens, or just somewhere where I know I'll get a good lift off. So I don't know. We'll see. And then yeah, deadlifts. Yeah, it's kind of up in the air. So and then after that, I can't wait for my second session next week, because that'll be like 5x1s. 3x1 to 5x1s, depending on how I feel. I gotta choose the perfect weight, and that'll pretty much determine my opener more than anything. The second session next week, and I think that will be an SBD day. So yeah, that's all I got for the update and the recap. We'll see how I do next week with both sessions. Don't forget to like the video, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next week.